Welcome to the shit show.
Tom, this week is amazing. This week has been going so awesome in many ways. Last night, we were front row at AEW Dynamite. We're going to talk a whole lot about that. This Saturday, we're going to be in St. Louis at WrestleDream, popping off at the mouth again at some wrestlers. We're going to be there. You'll probably hear us. We're going to talk a whole lot about that. We're going to make some WrestleDream predictions as we go. All of that is contributing to this being an awesome week. But I think the thing that makes this week the most awesome.
It doesn't. This is the worst, actually.
Is the shirt.
Yeah.
Is the shirt. You're wearing the shirt. Show everybody the shirt, Tom. Show
first off, look at my hat. Well, first off, look at the hat. Isn't this fun? Look, bring back the Expos Montreal.
Sounds good, but you're still full of shit.
Yeah, but look at the Expos. Yay.
Yep. But that shirt, because you lost the last AEW pay-per-view predictions game, so now you get to wear the Jeff Jarrett shirt. Oh, man, look, come on. Like, everybody wants to see it.
They did. Look,
No,
you
they
can
didn't
pause.
see it.
You can pause the live stream.
Yeah, see, look at that. Yay.
So, for anyone who doesn't know, as Tim mentioned, we are going to WrestleDream. What he may have not mentioned is we got VIP tickets this time around. This is our first experience with VIP experience through AEW. And part of that, when I was reading through the perks of the deal, is you get a Q&A with AEW talent. And the first thing my wife said when I said that to her was, what if it's Jeff Jarrett?
Oh,
motherfucker. I'd say I want my money back. That's probably what I say. Like, nope, I'll take the ticket for the show, but we want our money back for this portion of what we paid for. I'm kidding, but am I? Probably not. By the way, speaking of Jeff Jarrett sucking, shout out to, I believe his name is Josh from Iowa.
not Jeff?
No. But he asked us the hardest question of the night. Who sucks more, YUTA or Jeff Jarrett? So
Gotta let us know if you're in the chat. Let us know, because we're bad at the names, because it's not like we're old guys that can't remember things well or anything like that.
I have always been bad with names. That's why I try to come up with a nickname for everyone instead of the name, because that is more unique.
This guy's Iowa Josh.
Yeah.
Whatever your name is.
Yeah, Iowa. Well, I was just calling him Iowa.
Yeah, so the best part about that is we're sitting there and you're pre-warning people that it's about to go down tonight. Like, guys, it is fuck YUTA on site.
Yep.
It is YUTA sucks all night. And by all night, you were informing them. I mean, YUTA doesn't have to be out here. In fact, it's going to be better when YUTA isn't out here. And you're telling them all that. And mid-sentence, as we're kind of turning back around to not annoy the crowd, guy goes, well, wait a minute. I have one question, though. Who do you hate more, Wheeler YUTA or Jeff Jarrett? And Tom, I think you stepped back like your chest hurt. You were like, oh no, my whole world is crumbling around me. How do I? And I think we decided on all time it's Jeff Jarrett, but tonight,
yeah.
sir, it's fuck YUTA. And to our surprise, everybody was down from the start. They were like, great,
yes.
This sounds like a great plan.
My favorite chant of the night was fuck you, YUTA. YUTA sucks.
Yeah.
Fuck you, YUTA.
Yeah.
YUTA sucks. Because generally, I should say, if you're new to pro wrestling, thank you for giving us a shot. And if you're not familiar with chants, generally that chant will go, wrestler A is great. I like wrestler B. Wrestlers A great. I like wrestler B. But this one was just a whole YUTA of fucking shit, which he deserves. Because look at him. The motherfucker looks like he just discovered fire. You know what I mean? Like, who could trust someone like that? Garcia, by the way, I think we had him on the fence. When we started offering him money to turn on YUTA, he kind of looked at us like, maybe.
He considered it. He really did. Yeah. He $100 was looking at us like, he looked at us with the look of like, these guys got $100, right? Like he was like, and then we were like $200, and he was like, you could see that he was like, well, they seem to have confidence that they have this money. Mm-hmm. And then I think he had to get back to, the fight. And,
then
he just didn't have time anymore.
So really, we're gonna blame Kyle Riley, friend of the show, Kyle Riley.
But I think we should offer $300. I think he would have done it for $300.
We should have said $100 for every time he kicks him in the face.
I've managed to only watch back some of the show to see the TV part, and you yelling at Claudio and just laughing and pointing at him is the highlight of the night for me.
I haven't seen it yet. So my wife sent me a photo because she was watching the baseball game and then also had Dynamite up. And she sent me the photo while we were there. So I've seen that, but that is all that I've seen. But yeah, that was pretty good. Honestly, another highlight as far as fun banter back and forth was FTR. When I got old hair FTR to piss him off about his gun, and then he did a gun middle finger to me. I thought that was pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, well, and I accused Dax Harwood. I told him he looks like he likes the ice commercials. And I got really upset because of how upset he got about it. You know what I mean? Like, his head cocked back, and he got real wide-eyed, and he started yelling back, and that just made me be like, oh, you son of a man. I was like, you do, don't you? You do, don't you?
No, I really hope not. I hope not. I would have a hard time believing. Now, again, anything can happen in any kind of friendship or relationships, but I have a hard time believing that FTR, who are friends with both, and I know it's performative, but still, CM Punk, and then also Canadians, Adam Copeland and Christian Cage, could be like, you know what's the best though? You Canadians going back north and Punk having everything that he says he stands for not actually happen. Like, I would feel like that would be pretty far reach.
Yeah.
But
that one seemed to actually, like, they were doing the fake pro wrestling, like, oh, get in here, tough guy. And I said that, and then he seemed to get like real mad, right? Like,
then he turned his back to us. Angry, then he turned his back to us and wouldn't look at us again. Yeah. And I even said to you, I was like, hey, man, you got like real with them there. Because if you couldn't hear us all night, we were being very playful with the jabs at mainly YUTA, but then also anyone else. So, yeah, there was no cussing. I think I did flip off Callus once, but other than that, there was no cursing. So, yeah, we had a pretty good time.
The OP in the chat here, which we encourage everybody to get in the chat as we're doing this. T-Mac should have edged on Pac so he would pull him into the ring and give him a Falcon Arrow. He said, look at this gremlin, like right as he ran by. He was like, look at this gremlin. Look at him.
Yeah, so I tried. The idea that Stokely would like say, get in the ring, brother, come on now. I will say, we've seen him in action before, and we've had similar seats, but obviously not front row. But the most impressive fucking human being last night was Luchasaurus. I tell you what, he found where the weights were and was jacked, like majorly jacked.
He looks like he's like smuggling, you know what I mean? Like baseballs and shit in his arms, right? Like the things are just massive, dude. Just
such a wide back. I mean, he was
big fella.
Very impressive physically, and obviously he's a good wrestler too. I really wanted it. I really wanted us to have a moment so that I could say I'm a dinosaur. I really wanted that to happen. He had a lot going on. It was a trios match, and we'll get to some of that stuff as well. But yeah, it was a good time. It was all in all fun time.
And I think Julia Hart agrees with us that YUTA sucks. We got a wink and a nod on that one.
Well, here's the fun thing as far as keeping a running tally. We have told, I think actually specifically heels, that YUTA sucks, and they have all agreed.
All right.
There hasn't been like, hey, man, that's my guy. Yeah. Nope.
Well, Daniel Garcia did not, because he's sitting there playing the gimmick here,
Well, hold on.
But he did not say. He didn't shake his head early.
Yeah.
He was like,
hey. Because we were
No,
just
he
like,
doesn't.
you're so much better than this. Get him off of you.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
not good for
yeah.
you.
Yeah, because we were like, YUTA sucks. He sucks, and he starts doing this, and we're like, no, he does. Like, you're better than this, dude. You could go. I was like, you could go to heights. He sucks. Get away from him. Ew.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought that was really, really telling. No heels have been like, hey, man, that's my guy. Nope. It's all been,
Yeah, we got Don Callis to give us a little bit of an acknowledgement of, like, of course, that guy sucks, you know?
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, no, one of the best parts is Collision again. Fast forward, we won't spoiler too much. We're going to get into our picks. Team YUTA beats up on Orange Cassidy. Who else was in this match?
Kyle O'Reilly.
Kyle O'Reilly and, the conglomerating, right?
Yeah.
And they're all laying near us, right? The good guys are all laying there defeated, like at our feet. And we keep telling them, they're like, this has to be the worst feeling. Like, you lost to YUTA. Like, that makes it so much worse. Like, it's one thing to lose, but to YUTA? And Orange Cassidy drags his way over and he goes, hey, please don't remind me, okay? It's bad enough.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
You understand. But that's what it is. That's what you know.
It is that indeed.
Good times.
But yeah.
Good times, man. Meet us at wrestling events. If you're going to WrestleDream at St. Louis, find us. Don't talk to us too much. No, I'm just kidding. Find us. We want to meet you. We'll hang out, man. We'll talk. We'll talk some wrestling, and then we'll all, yell at wrestlers together. Tom, how are you?
Specifically one. We're going to be specifically yelling at one.
Yeah,
YUTA.
we have to complete this fuck YUTA chain. We're going to talk about that coming up here. Yeah.
Yeah, but we had a good time last night. It was in the granddaddy of them all, the Cable Dahmer Arena in Independence, Missouri, a suburb of Kansas City.
I'll say this. I listened on some of the show. They mentioned, like, it's Kansas City, but not kind of in ways, right? One time he was like, here in the shadows of Kansas City. You know what I mean? A couple things like that, right? They threw in some things that were like, yeah, all right. We heard
It's a suburb, right?
We heard you. Yeah.
If I were to travel to Pennsylvania and they said, hey, where are you from? Now, I do now live in Kansas City, but when growing up, I'd say just Kansas City. I wouldn't say Independence. They'd be like, what the fuck is that? You know, so.
Yeah, people are like, I live in Aurora, Colorado versus like Denver, Colorado. I'd be like, just tell me the fucking, Denver.
I mean, even when they go to Chicago, they're not in Chicago. They're north of Chicago.
This is how I've explained it. I'll tell you what suburb of Kansas City I live in if you two live in Kansas City, right? And you've asked me that question.
Right.
If it's anybody else, it's Kansas City.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that is how it goes. But yeah, we had a good time there. It was a 3-hour show of both Dynamite and Collision. But because I am wearing this godforsaken shirt, what we're going to do tonight, for anyone who hasn't listened to a pick show before, is we're going to go through the picks, but then also in doing so, cover what happened last night on Dynamite Collision. And then after the picks, if there's anything that happened on that show that isn't going to happen at the pay-per-view, we'll cover it then. So with that being said, Tim, let's hear your first wrong pick of the night.
But here's the great thing is, so Tom's wearing the shirt. Show him again.
I hate it.
Nope, show him. Yeah, look at that. Isn't it fun? Like, you got all cocky. You were like, oh, I'm finally free of this thing.
You keep getting cocky.
Yeah, you're like, you keep doing it. Tom, I encourage everybody, jump in the chat. Like I said, like Theo's done already. We do this live Thursday nights. If you're listening back later on the podcast, shame on you. Shout out Dak Draper. You could be watching this live. We do this typically every Thursday night. Sometimes we'll do it on a Wednesday. If you need to know each and every week when we're doing that, Wednesday versus Thursday, all you have to do is subscribe for free at allelitewrapup.com. We're not selling any of your data, but we are begging for your money. Donate, right? Donate. There's 2 ways to do that on the website right up there at the top. There's also links to the Blue Sky, the YouTube. Subscribe, like, follow, share, do all those things. But Tom, we're going to be live in attendance at WrestleDream, the Chaffetz Arena in St. Louis. If we can get through whatever protests may or may not be there.
Fuck Donald Trump.
But we're going to be sitting there cheering on the fine wrestlers of AEW. And it's going to start. We've got 4 matches listed already. Props to AEW. They had the card already filled out here. But, of course, Collision's done. So, no more go-home shows. So they got it all here. But there's 12 matches, but 4 of them are on this Saturday tailgate brawl, right? The pre-show, right? One, we don't really know what's happening. It's Eddie Kingston and Hook in action is all they've said. And it doesn't matter who the fuck they face. Eddie Kingston and Hook win this, right? Like, we don't gotta.
Yeah, they're not gonna say, "Hey, we're gonna have them come out," and then nothing happens from that.
Unless there were somebody to kick something off and do something, but I don't know who that would be in this situation. You know what I mean? There's nobody really that fits that mold that isn't already tied up at the very least. And yeah, so Dynamite, we got them saying, we're out of the, it's Facebook official. We're a tag team. We're gonna go tag team it up.
Yeah. So Eddie Kingston's kind of been going through LFI. Each member, and that's why I think it's going to be two of them, whether it's Sammy Guevara and Beast Mordos or Roosh. I think it's going to be Sammy Guevara. I think Sammy Guevara is like, oh, you thought you were done with us? No, you're not. It's because who is the ROH tag team champions? I mean, I know it's Sammy, but then I feel like that third person is kind of rotating, right? So I think it's going to be some combination of those four individuals, which, by the way, last night, I don't know if you read this, but I was going through the comments of last night's show. Apparently, Roosh did dislocate his elbow and then popped it back into place during the match.
Yeah, because we mentioned we thought he was hurt.
Well, the individual sitting to your left was like, hey, I think Roosh got hurt. And then he came back in and we're like, oh, then he must be fine. Apparently, he really got fucked up. So, yeah, how about that?
Props to Sammy Guevara last night. Also comes out, he's got the two belts, right? And he's got the button-up shirt tucked in, but not buttoned, right? Like if there was one buttoned, it was the bottom one, and that was tucked in. So it was just like, no, it was all stomach, belly button, chest hair, just boo, just sleaze. Great
indeed,
stuff.
The sleaze.
Great
yes, indeed,
stuff.
He is the sleazy.
All right, so Kingston and Hook. Now, also on the Saturday Tailgate Brawl. Reminder, jump in the chat if you're watching live. Tell us what you think of these. Jesus, the conglomeration's going to conglomerate again, right? We've got Ishii, Orange Cassidy, friend of the show Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong taking on the Death Riders of Claudio, YUTA, who sucks, Pac, and Daniel Garcia. Now, a lot of great wrestlers in this match, right? This match will be fun.
Yeah.
Man, I feel like we've been doing this a little much here. I know we got to get through a story, and like the Death Riders need something to do, and so here was a faction of faces.
I don't know. But do they need something to do? You know what I mean?
The conglomeration feels like a little more serious Dark Order, you know?
Well, wins a little bit more because again, they do the word of the day and all of that. I would say though, to influence a pick later on in the night, I would say for this one, the Death Riders will win.
Yeah.
Which I will say, my favorite little insult of the night, because it got to Mark Davis. Now, this isn't about the Death Riders, but it did just come to my mind when I told Mark Davis that the family has a group text that he's not included in.
Yeah.
That did get to him, and I like that one.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.
We can say that to YUTA on Saturday and let them know because it's probably true.
Yeah. Nope. Yep. Oh, God, there were so many. I forgot half of what was said because it was just so fun. Everybody was getting involved. It was great. We had a fun time.
Oh, I have them. I've written them all down right here.
Yeah. All right. Jet Speed will be taking on FTR. And so, man, we're going to try to piss these guys off again. And we'll see what happens. Yes. This feels like a match Jet Speed could win. But I just feel like Jet Speed can't win against FTR. Does that make sense?
Can't win in this spot. It would make no sense, but I don't think it would make a lot of sense for a pre-show match for Jet Speed to win. Escalate this. This does get onto the pay-per-view the next time Jet Speed could win. But for a pre-show, you know what it feels like? Remember when FTR took on the Outrunners on the pre-show? It feels like that, right? Where it's like the Outrunners could win, but not in this spot.
We just haven't done this enough, I feel like, to where if Jet Speed wins here, it doesn't just make FTR look like they can't beat Jet Speed, right? We haven't like built this thing of like, how are we going to beat FTR? They're so good and so veteran.
And consider, again, just because of pro wrestling logic, I guess you could say, I couldn't see FTR losing to Copeland and Christian and then also losing to Jet Speed.
Jet Speed,
yeah.
shoeless Mike Bailey and
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Knight. All right, so we're both saying FTR. All right, man, your opportunities are slipping away yet to find
That
a
would be
leg up.
hilarious if Mike Bailey and Matt Riddle had a match and the loser has to put on shoes.
Has to wear shoes for the rest of their career.
Motherfucker. Yeah, like they're putting them on. Like,
Closed,
so bad.
closed toe. You know what I mean? Closed toe.
Yeah.
Lace
no
up
flip-flops,
shoes.
no
Yeah.
slides, as the kids call them. No Crocs.
Yeah, not toe shoes.
Nothing.
Like,
Nikes. You got to wear
Yeah.
Nikes.
yeah,
Yeah,
at least
that'd be funny.
Asics, right? Like that's as much as we're gonna let you get away with.
That'd be funny.
All right, one last match on the Saturday Tailgate Brawl. You know what I am mad about, though, before I get into this last match on the Tailgate Brawl?
Oh, I know a lot of things that you're mad about, but what in this regard?
Well, yeah. Well, let me hit it one more time.
Fuck down, try.
All right, here's one. Two is last night came and went. WrestleDream is coming up, and I'm looking at this entire card. Tom, I don't think it doesn't appear that to be advertised that we're going to get the motherfucking Castle Runners, Tom.
I
We
know.
didn't get them last night. They don't appear to be on the card at WrestleDream, and we've got. I'm going through the pre-show already.
Hold out hope potentially that it could be the Outrunners who answer the challenge for Eddie Kingston and Hook.
That could be fun. That could be fun.
That would be
because
fun,
then that's
right?
a early throwaway.
Yeah.
What, they got to get these 4 ones in like an hour, right? Or maybe it's
Yeah.
like over 2 hours. Yeah, you got. Yeah, maybe. All right.
You could do a lot of fun stuff with Dalton Castle and Hook, right? Just that dynamic. You could do some fun things.
Too bad Taz ain't there. You could really
Oh,
get into
man.
that.
By the way, if you are looking for us from last night's show, Tim had a collage shirt of many wrestling action figures from the 80s,
Yep.
and I was wearing an orange Taz shirt. Now, also, if you're looking for us this Saturday, we will not be in those same seats.
Yeah.
We're going to be up by the ramp, most likely high-fiving and middle fingering all the people that are, mainly YUTA, though. You're going to get this middle finger in your face. Yeah, so
You raggedy bitch.
All right, the final match on the AEW Saturday Tailgate Brawl. Is there some tailgating going on? Can I get some barbecue or some shit?
I think they're saying because it's Saturday and
Man,
college football,
sons
you
of
know.
bitches. Yeah, they have grill forks and shit on the logo. I better see some.
I know.
meat.
They should. I mean, yeah, just get 2 big smokers
Burgers
and
and shit. Yeah.
$15 for
Yeah, Powerhouse Hobbs out there being like, "You want some meat?" And everybody's like,
Yeah.
"Yeah." And be like, "We're talking about burgers, right?"
Oh, actually, you know what would be really fun if you really wanted to do that? Get Satnam Singh, because every little
Yeah.
kid will go there and be like, I need to stand next to this giant of a
Yep,
human.
exactly. Yeah, and then they have the burgers and yeah.
Because
You know
what is
I
he
mean?
doing, right? Like, he ain't even doing anything. So, yeah.
Shit, he's still there. All right, Penelope Ford and Megan Bayne are going to take on Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron, and we got this of sorts, right? We got some mess around of this, but what do you think's happening here? I mean, this. I want this to be done, so I would say faces win. I feel like we also didn't do the like. I mean, Kingston and Hook win, but the other two. I'm going to say the Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron win this.
Great, because I am saying Penelope Ford and Megan Bayne.
Okay.
Here's why. So first off, last night on Dynamite Collision, again, I forget which part of it was. Credit to Willow and Harley Cameron for posing as the camera people to then jump Megan Bayne and then kind of smack around FTR. So I like that. That was good. More of that in AEW. Because again, I think the most iconic kind of that spot in AEW was the Stay Puff Man being Hangman Page, right?
Yep.
A little bit more of that kind of stuff. We want some of that. It doesn't always have to be the funny in the wrestling matches. It could be funny outside of it too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I also have Penelope Ford and Megan Bayne because I feel like Harley Cameron has her heart set on tagging with Mercedes Moné and not Willow Nightingale. Not to say like she's going to turn on her or anything, but I think this is hey, get her on the card, get her a match, but we have plans for her to go with Mercedes, bring back the puppet. Thus, Penelope Ford, Megan Bayne are the strong team moving forward.
Look, I've said we have a heel problem in both divisions, men's and women's. If you were to say Harley Cameron take a stab at her going heel. I don't know how effective she would be at that yet. We obviously haven't seen much. I don't think it would be great. And with the current world champion, I don't think it fits well. So she's got to stay face. But yeah, I still feel like this is somehow everybody stand up and cheer.
Everyone loves to cheer for Willow. If I'm wrong on this one, I'm not going to hate it. But I just think that Harley Cameron and Willow aren't, not to say a real tag team, because honestly, there hasn't been a real. But if you were making brackets right now for this pending women's tag team,
you wouldn't rank this high.
Well, you put Penelope Ford and Megan Bayne in it. You wouldn't necessarily put Willow and Harley Cameron in it.
But and even if you're seeding, you certainly would put Penelope Ford and Bayne higher because they've been tag teaming and established. You still need a little Petey Pump gimmick. She's a good little hat.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Big hat.
I mean, they're close to it. You know what I mean? Just gotta get it done.
Steal that back from that asshole.
Yeah, fucking prick.
Yeah, motherfucker. He looks like he likes the goddamn ice commercials.
Fuck down, try.
All right. How many times can we get that in tonight? All right. Now we're on to the main show. Now, this may not be in order of how, it happens, but I'm just going to read it as how it's written here. We have a Tornado Trios match. Thanks for mentioning tornadoes right here in the Heartland, man. We love that. Tornado Trios match for the Demand, taking on the Hurt Syndicate. So we get all 6 of them getting in there wrestle-grapping around, Tom. Yep. Who comes away the victors?
Well, so let's go back to last night on Dynamite. Okay. We had Shelton Benjamin, Bobby Lashley taking on GOA in a rare pinfall loss for the Hurt Syndicate.
First.
I believe so.
They said, I watched on them and they said that they called that the first time they've been pinned. Yeah.
There you go. It wasn't Bobby Lashley, too. Isn't that interesting how he's yet to be pinned? But I digress. He didn't even say hi to me. I fucking yelled Titan Fighting, too. And he was just like, you heard that one. Maybe he didn't. But because they lost.
He is bigger than he looks on TV.
Yeah. He was much bigger.
Dude, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But because they lost on Dynamite, I feel like then they win at the pay-per-view. And then we're done with this. Then I think the Demand can say, we were the first to beat the Hurt Syndicate. Then they were the first to beat the tag team of the Hurt Syndicate. So we're credible. But then the Hurt Syndicate still looks big and bad and everything. Also, it could say the Hurt Syndicate are out of the tag division. And in the trios division, you do a Ops versus Hurt Syndicate, have a little promo battle between Samoa Joe and MVP, and then a Haas battle between Bobby Lashley and Powerhouse Hobbs. Wouldn't hate that.
All right, so wait a minute. Then who'd you pick? Wait, you said
Hurt.
Yeah,
I got Hurt.
Yeah.
And you got the Demand?
Man, I
think
this one's tough, right? But I feel like I agree with you. I feel like Hurt Syndicate is going to lose 2 in a row here. You know what I mean? I just don't think that's happening because of who they are, right? So I'm going Hurt Syndicate.
Hey, look, MVP could lose again, and then that's where Ricochet says, I want your career, and it's loser must retire, for MVP specifically. Could do that.
Loser has to wear Walmart clothes for a year.
Yeah. I would go with that if I were you. Yeah.
All right. If you were me, is that well, you're you. You could go.
Yeah, but I'm not you.
Yeah, I mean, you are not. All right, Tom, we have a women's match on the card. We've got the Toxic Spider, Tekla, taking on Jamie Hayter, who hits hard. What?
That promo last night from Tekla.
Oh, yeah.
I was in Germany. I was banned in
I've been all around the world.
I've been around all the world, and I'm not impressed. With the world?
Yeah,
what are you not impressed with?
Not impressed with the world? I mean, goddamn. You should see a therapist.
Yeah, or travel even more. Yeah, just go to more places. You only named 2 places.
Tried some barbecue here in Kansas City.
Yeah,
change your life.
Yeah.
All right. Man, this feels throwaway, but it also feels like that means it's probably still gonna go on. So I'm gonna say, God, I feel like I would never pick Tekla here, but I feel like in a weird way she's gonna get this win. I'm gonna write Tekla down.
Man, I have her too. I wrote that down already.
You
Because I think this was gonna be the start. Remember, if my memory is correct, Jamie Hayter got attacked by Tekla, which she referenced last night, and then went away. And then Tekla and Queen Aminata did their thing, and now Queen Aminata is hurt. So I think now we're going back to idea number one and Tekla Jamie Hayter. I think this is still all leading to blood and guts. So if Jamie just wins, Tekla saying, "All right, I beat you. Now, if you want to fight me, you're going to have to fight all my friends." And then that's where blood and guts comes back in.
And we're halfway through and we haven't picked a single thing different. And we're going to have
Yes, we have. Yes, we have.
Oh, yeah, we did. That's right. We did pick the
I picked the tag match.
All
yeah.
Well, good on
the losers.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. You went with the losers. I went with the winners.
That's how it is. Okay. All right. So we both got Tekla.
Yep.
You sticking with it?
Now I think it gets interesting. There's one more match that I think we're going to agree on, and then after that, I think we're not going to agree.
Right, well, we've got the AEW Men's World Tag Team Championship on the line, right? We are going to have a women's, so we should start training ourselves for that. Brodito puts the belts on the line against Takeshita and Okada, and this one is interesting, right? Typically, you think we have a storyline over here that's clearly setting up for these two to hate each other, so you wouldn't put the tag team titles on them. Or would you, right? Depends on how quick we're going to pull this trigger. So what are your thoughts so far?
I think we pull the trigger. I think legitimately Bandito is really maybe not 100%, and we got to get him some time. Them losing doesn't... They can lose, go away for a month or two, come back, and they're still in the same spot. It's not like they plummet down the card or Brody King goes away. Like, he could then go on a singles run. But I think because here's the other thought I have. If Okada and Takeshita are supposed to do this whole like budding, we don't like each other, but we're going to keep tagging with each other. Well, it only makes sense if they were then tag champs, right? Like, why would they keep doing it if they lost and said, well, I don't like that, and then they'd never tag again? You know what I mean? Like,
so you're going with Takeshita and Okada, huh?
Yes.
Winning this match, announced as winners, right?
Yeah. And I think Don Callis having more gold, you know what I'm saying?
So I think all those things, right? And you run that idea, right? So they're tag team champs, and then they keep hating each other, and that eventually costs them the titles down the line in a couple weeks, and then they go, "You motherfucker," and next week it's on. And we could do that, but I also think we could just lose now and have them start bitching and moaning in the back. What is heavy on my mind is Takeshita just won the New Japan World title. So what are we going to double drape him right now and run that around? I don't know. So I'm sticking with Brodito. I think we're going to run them, and do some of these hide the hurt champion for a little while, right?
I mean,
Stick him
you
in a couple
could.
trios matches. So I'm going to pencil in Brodito. So we've got something different again here too.
I also think, and look, I love Brody King. Love him.
Yeah.
I think he's destined for this championship more than anything else.
That would be great.
But they're not having a lot going on with them right now. You know what I mean? Like, it's a little cold division.
Yeah. Brody King. So we're in that match. Well, I think this was a collision match, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
One of them.
Kyle Fletcher does he does the Daniel Garcia thing, doesn't he? Or what does he do? I forget what dance he did. What did he do?
Oh, he does the it's Bandito does the Macarena.
Yeah, the Macarena. So he did that.
Yeah.
And then they were like, "Fuck you," and they beat him up, and then they do it, and then they point to Brody King, and he's like, "No." Like, I ain't fucking doing that shit.
Which that's the payoff, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's how they should lose. He should finally give in to doing the Macarena.
And
then
then
they
as
lose
he's
that
doing
match.
it-
And then you're like, motherfucker. And then,
that's it. So, okay. So, oh man, if we had more time, we would have hit this a couple of weeks, right? Where he knows it. And then, like, at the pay-per-view, as he's doing it, that's when they Kansas City punt, roll up, and he goes on a heel turn murderous rampage, pissed off at Brodito. And that's where Brodito gets some rest time because he injures him in his backlash, right?
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
We got evil Brody King.
Who was it that was? Oh, it was Mark Briscoe. That's who their partner was. It was a trios match. Mark Briscoe and Bandito do the Macarena, and then that's when Brody says no, and then Lance Archer does the Macarena. Brody King still says no, and then
Sorry, Lance Archer, if you're watching, that kid was taller.
And brother, that's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
You're not Wembanyama, right? Like, it'd be one thing if that was your whole thing, but
there might be somebody backstage on the
there
roster
is
taller than you, man.
Yeah, Satnam Singh is taller than you. Yeah, like, so it's okay, like, chill out. Yeah, he was like, bet you're standing on your tippy toes. No, he wasn't. That individual
he's just a freak of nature. He's like 500 feet tall. That's what he is. That's fun. All right, so I've got Brodito. And I'm winning, and you've got Takeshi Okada, and you're losing. This is great.
Nope.
$500,000 are on the line. I don't know if we said U.S. currency, but we'll figure it out. The Young Bucks taking on Jurassic Express, and we got both of these folks at Dynamite last night in some capacity or another.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Young Bucks only made a quick appearance. They attacked Jurassic Express after the match.
For some reason.
Again, but here's another just gripe I have. It didn't make any sense that the Young Bucks are attacking Jack Perry, and then they go to kick and Jack Perry moves, and they almost hit Omega, and they do this whole thing like, hey. Brother, at the biggest pay-per-view of the year, you all were in a cage match against each other, and Kenny, you were trying to climb the cage because the Young Bucks and the Death Riders were killing Will Ospreay.
And here's the thing. Kenny Omega hasn't forgot about some of this because he's still saying that to Jack Perry. He's like, don't think I forgot. Like, you dumping intestines and, like, you know what I mean? I remember you.
Then you should remember the Young Bucks.
Remember the Young Bucks. And I still don't know what Jack Perry's doing with the, Arkansas Bray Wyatt routine with the fucking knife holster and everything.
Well, I don't think he wants to go back to those little pants and look like. Yeah, so
it looks somewhat jungle if you look like
that. And they don't call him Boy now. It's just Jungle Jack. Jungle Jack Perry, which is kind of fun too. But last night he had a knife and he was, it's just like, what? I like the escape. I wish they were still individuals just teaming back as Jurassic Express.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to then go like, I'm regressing back to what I was. Like, no. Just be the scapegoat.
Yeah, kind of like how the Acclaim is doing it.
Yeah.
That later.
Yeah, they were cool. I like them.
So that begs the question here. Who wins the $500,000?
This is where I'm going logic. No. So if you were just saying this match happens by itself, standalone, the Young Bucks should win because it makes more sense that they get the money because that's their whole thing now is they're no longer EVPs. So they got to keep having Nick Jackson blow through this money. He can't blow through money if he doesn't have any money, right? So I would pick the Young Bucks. But I don't feel that you could do all of this stuff with digging up Luchasaurus and all that stuff for them to just lose them first match. I agree.
And I think this will be, they'll probably even fucking, throw some money around. That's why I think this is another, like, everybody, we're doing the, and money's flying around. Yep.
Man, make that real money. Yep. I'll punch that little kid, too, if he's there. The little kid that had the dreads. If he tries to grab that money.
That flipped up.
I'll punch him in his little six-pack. Tries to get between me and $100.
It might be a girl. I don't know.
Well, I mean, they were going pretty high with the shirt. Yeah. So that's why and again, maybe, but like, it felt like you should be told no, not to do that if you were identifying as a female. But I'll punch that little kid. I'll punch any little kid if they get between me and $100 bill. I don't care. There's your disclaimer.
Oh, we got clips galore for this episode. All right. So you are picking.
I'm picking Jurassic Express.
Yeah, all right.
Who are you picking? Wait a minute. Who are you picking?
Yeah, I did.
No, then I'm going Young Bucks.
Oh, you're going Bucks?
Yeah, then I'm going Bucks.
Oh, this is so great. You're going to wear that shirt. Show everybody the shirt, Tom. Everybody loves it. Join us in the chat here. You can be picking along with us. You won't have to wear a shirt when you're as wrong as Tom is, but you'll get to come back here next week and see Tom in the shirt.
Hope not.
Tom. Yep. No, that's going to happen. All right, Tom. The TNT Championship is on the line. They've got a big 5 on this post. This is the 5th time these guys have wrestled.
Yes.
Kyle Fletcher and Mark Briscoe, 5. In hindsight, you should have done a best of 5. But all right. What do you think? Kyle Fletcher still.
Yeah,
He
this
wins
one.
He's holding the title.
I don't see. I mean, look, here's what I will say that makes all of these picks feel a little shaky is that Dustin Rhodes won the TNT Championship at All In. Now, before we knew about Dustin, but you know what I mean? Like going into the Adam Cole can't defend, here are the people. I bet we would have bet good money that if we had to say who's going to get pinned, it was going to be Dustin Rhodes. And look at him win. Mark Briscoe also has a victory over MJF. MJF has come around saying, I'm coming back vicious.
ROH World title holder.
Yeah.
This past, yeah. Uh-huh.
So it could feel like Mark Briscoe wins that match. I would say if you were betting on any underdog, he would probably be the one to
if you had
bet
a
the
long
most money on.
shot that you
Yeah.
could get some, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. But Kyle Fletcher needs the title. You know what I mean? Like if he doesn't have the title, then he's just floating around.
Yeah,
and I don't think
just
he
lose it now out of nowhere with no story really on it.
Yeah.
It'd be weird.
And I don't think he has a strong enough character to feud with anyone other than Will Ospreay, right? They have the history, so it's an easy story. I don't think he's a strong enough character right now to be like, I'm going to now feud with,
Will
you
Ospreay.
know,
Who?
Bobby Lashley or whatever, you know?
I did. Forgot about that guy.
Well, last night, as much fun as it was, I was thinking about this. The star power, if you were to put air quotes star
Yeah.
power, was really lacking because you didn't have, now,
Yeah.
who knows if they're, or if he's with us or not, but you didn't have Chris Jericho, you didn't have Copeland, you didn't have Christian, you
Yep.
didn't have Swerve, you didn't have Osprey, you didn't have MJF, you didn't have Britt Baker. Like those are 7 bigger names in your company's history and currently. So that was interesting too.
Yep. We only got like a video of Mercedes too, right? We didn't.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the second time. I don't think she comes.
To Kansas
I was
City.
thinking about that. Yeah, I don't think she comes. Maybe she does, but I don't know. Wouldn't hurt my feelings.
Oh no. Yeah, and I noticed we kind of did the same thing with the John Moxley, Darby Allin thing as we did with the Tony Storm and Chris Statlander thing, where they both kind of like offered themselves to the, you know what I mean, to the altar of getting beat up, right?
Well, so yeah, yes. Well, hold on. Let me say that again. John Moxley didn't. John Moxley was like,
Moxley
I'm
did
gonna
not,
fucking
right.
kill you.
Darby
Yeah.
did the same thing that the 2 ladies did. also.
Yes,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
and-
Moxley wouldn't do that, right? That
No,
would be
yeah,
wildly out of character. Yeah.
Yeah. Moxley and Darby Allin, though, they shot that, face to face at a jail cell at the Jackson County Detention Center. I found
Is that
that out.
what it was? Okay.
Yeah. Down there in Kansas City, right by me over here.
Like that should be condemned, but that seems to be active then. Isn't that great?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Also, I know we haven't got to that match, but real quick about that since we're on the topic. It didn't make any fucking sense. How did Pac get into what was supposed to be, again, the detention center? Those doors are supposed to lock, right? How did he get in?
Yeah, how did he get in? What happened? Well, he beat up the guards, Tom.
Well, then the guard should have been like, oh, I'm so sorry.
should.
Yeah, like,
Bloody guards.
yeah. Or make a bang noise, right? A bang noise. Darby then turns around. There's a guard
Or the
behind
buzzing, right?
Pac.
opens,
Yeah.
And then, like, he just fucking slowly, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, then
How
you
did
got
he
fucking Yuta back there pushing buttons. Fucking.
Yeah. But, like, how did they just
That's what it is.
Get
You
him.
hear the bang. You see Yuta pushing buttons while Claudio's taking guards out, right?
Yeah.
And then the fucking things open up, and here comes Pac.
Yeah,
Just to
because
kill
just
Darby.
him running in, I was like, "What the fuck?
Yep.
Has no one been to jail in AEW? I mean, come on, fucking
Anybody talk to
MVP.
MVP about this?
Yeah, he's been there 7 years. Like you would think someone would know about that shit. Like, come on now.
Certainly
Yeah,
Mark
that was
Briscoe spent some time in a jail cell.
Yeah.
Let's get him around here.
yeah, maybe not prison, but definitely a jail cell.
Chris Jericho has.
Yes, maybe his wife should too. Oh, okay, but what's the next match that we got coming up?
Fuck Donald Trump.
All right, the AEW Women's World Championship is on the line when Chris Statlander defends against Timeless Tony Storm. And we've had a lot of stuff here happen over the last couple of weeks between these two, and they gave Chris Statlander some good mic time here in the sit down where everybody started ripping off their jackets and stuff. Good stuff here. I'll let you dig into what you think about all of it, but I think in no way does Statlander lose the title here. Right back to Tony Storm out of nowhere, so Statlander's winning. But
yeah, I think they need another solid top women's star, and you don't do that if Tony Storm just beats Statlander again. Now, does Statlander get the type of run that Tony Storm did? I don't think so. I don't even necessarily think she gets a long one with like how Mariah May, which RIP, how she had a long title run. I think this is me fantasy booking here. And this is why I picked also against that women's tag match on the pre-show, is I think this is all leading to Street Fight number 2, but now for the championship, Statlander versus Willow. And then Willow wins the title.
Because we have been playing with Statlander being a little more rude, swagger, might have to play the heel in that against Willow. Right? And
last night in that promo, she kept saying how she's evolving. Being a bad person to a villain is just evolving. You know what I mean? Like you're not. I'm not a bad person. I'm just evolving.
I'm adapting to my environment around me so I can thrive and survive.
Yeah, exactly.
It's too bad you didn't do the same.
Yeah. Going back though to that segment that kicked off Dynamite, it was good, but then it was weird. It was good in the sense of I liked how they started, and with Renee taking off her jacket, like cut this shit out, right?
Yeah,
awesome. And I did like how they got to the face to face, and they said, "Is this over with?" Yep. Then let's go to the ring. Awesome. And then we get in there and we're fist fighting, and I like it. It's awesome. And then we just take a left turn and just say, here's your free shot now.
Yes.
Where did that
and what inspired that, right? It's especially because wasn't it? No, it was Storm who did it first, right? That makes a little more sense.
Yeah. But still, even then, she's a crazy one, but like it didn't make any logical sense in the story.
RJ City movie reference that I'm not understanding, but
potentially, but they either should have started with the take your shot and then we fight, but it was weird to fight. Well, it's time out. Now take your shot.
Run to the ring, get there, turn around, stand, and then right when she gets there, just drop and do the,
Well, but they even fist fought, right? They even were like punching. So it's weird to be like, I'm going to punch you, but
that's
now
what I mean. Don't do the fist fight. That's what I mean.
Yeah. What you should have done.
Then do the thing.
Exactly. Yeah. Because it's weird to say, I dare you to hit me when they've already hit you.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah. Yep. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but you still Statlander wins.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. My brain is going everywhere. You had mentioned about the Acclaimed. What if they are the tag team that must answer the challenge of Eddie Kingston and Hook? Because them losing would be fine.
That's good. Yeah, they lose. Eddie Kingston gets to be like, you bitches, right?
Yeah, and then they're like, see, this is why it doesn't work.
I think we're going to, let's talk about that Acclaim. Are they going to be a heel tag team? Or are they going to like use this to unite them and everybody loves that they got back together and now they're faces?
I think it's going to be a thing where Jerry Lynn, who is now acting in the role of Billy Gunn, maybe Billy Gunn's gone or whatever.
Billy Gunn light.
Yeah. Diet Billy Gunn.
Cap Gun.
Yeah, Billy Cap Gunn. Is saying, well, guess what? I've got the power to do this. So we booked in another tag match. And they're like, God damn it. And then eventually.
This time I want fucking, when this is all said and done, I want fucking Anthony Bowen to have like 18 fucking framed pictures.
I want as many frame photos, or excuse me, as many titles as Mercedes has. I want Anthony Bowen to have frame photos. That's what I want.
Calling himself Ultimo, awarded or whatever.
Yeah, Ultimo Photo. Yeah. And just like walks around with all of them. Like, that would be the best.
Promo. That's what.
I am Ultimate Promo. Look at my 11 photos.
Yeah, 11. You could even have them playing off. Should be like, ew.
Yeah. So you got titles. I got photos. Like, what? Yeah. Look at this framed photo. Yeah, that'd be great.
One of them too couldn't have been real. if it's real, it just said Gay Times and it was just a white background and just like his picture. There was no other like words, no other, you know what I mean? Like there was no other like Anthony Bowen's secret to success. None of that shit that you see. It was just like white paper, him, Gay Times in black font over the top. I was like, that has to be fake.
It is. Yes. Gay Times is a magazine. It's been in digital format since 2021.
Okay, so it's digital. So they just print it out.
No. Print history. It began in 1984.
Yeah, but the Anthony Bowens ain't on the. If it's
Yeah. But I'm just saying the Gay
funny.
Times is yeah. So there you go. And it looks
Well,
like
I was like, that is not a real magazine in that.
Yeah. Well, it looks to be that all of these photos are just individuals standing in front of white backgrounds.
Yeah, so maybe I don't know nothing. Maybe I don't know how the Gay Times operate.
Yeah, maybe that's
got to get with the Gay Times.
Yeah, maybe that's in vogue. Hey, white background.
Yeah, that's true.
Black
Minimalism.
contrast. Yeah,
Right,
ooh,
maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll ask around. All right. The Men's World Championship is on the line when Hangman Adam Page defends against Samoa Joe. And this is another one where I just love Joe. And we've seen Joe win when we think he wasn't going to win. But Hangman wins this here.
I would do this. Again, I like to play the hits a little bit in wrestling with new wrinkles. If, peeking behind the curtain, if there is a commitment to continually going to St. Louis for pay-per-views, I think it would be awesome if Joe lost this and then got another title match and lost again. And so then he's 0-3 in heavyweight championship matches in the city of St. Louis. And then he's like, I fucking hate this city. And then like you have just kind of a rivalry with Samoa Joe in the city of St. Louis. I also think Hangman is destined for bigger and better things. And not to say that Samoa Joe isn't the fucking man, because he is. But let's not forget, in the back of our mind, in our storytelling mind, MJF still has the contract to cash in. And when he comes back, the most vicious man in the world, I don't think he's going after Mark Briscoe again. I think he's going after the champion, Hangman Adam Page.
Yeah, there would be nobody else for him. Like, he has no personal beef. They would have to make something out of nothing.
Oh, wait a minute. I just talked myself into something. It could be Joe, though, because who did MJF lose his championship to? Samoa Joe.
The very next Dynamite, Joe's out there like, I told you, bitches.
Yeah.
Dumbasses. All of your fucking heroes. I did it to Hangman just like I did it to MJF. And then... Yeah. And then, some minions take him out. He walks to an easy victory, cashes in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, he's got to give a week notice.
But still, even then, but next week in my hometown of Long Island, New York, or whatever, right? There you go. Man, doesn't his song... Yeah, Hangman, definitely. But doesn't his song, MJF, sound like an Inspector Gadget villain?
It does. It's, as much as I like the Bryan Danielson theme music, the MJF one could...
Yeah. Could use it.
We could change that up.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Tom, the last match that we've got here. It's an I Quit match. Darby Allin, Jon Moxley. They didn't do any fire.
They will. Yeah, they will.
But I think they're going to do fire. Jon Moxley has quit before. We've seen that. I don't think we've ever seen Darby Allin quit. I don't know that we're going to see Darby Allin quit unless there's a major reason why he thinks this is bigger than him now. So
what was your thoughts? What were your thoughts, I should say, last night when we saw, again, Pac murders Darby in a cell that he shouldn't have gotten into, whatever. Yep. But then after YUTA is the worst person in the world and actually picks up the victory, Moxley gets in the ring. Darby is like still crawling because he's on 1% life, but he brings out the flag and he says, it's never too early to quit. And then Moxley's a bitch and then just fucking hits his finisher.
Yeah.
But what the fuck does that?
Yeah. What does that mean? And again, like, you're not in a power position. Like, Moxley's not hurt. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. I thought that was weird too.
Well, I think it plays into something. I think the only thing that came to my mind in the moment when I saw it, and then I got to reflect on it getting ready for this, was that Moxley realizes he created a monster in the Death Riders he can't control anymore. He does need the help, right? Because but we haven't really told that story. But you get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
He goes on the side of AEW, but there has to be a bigger thing trying to take that out. You know what I mean? And it's not the Death Riders. So
Darby Allin mentioned, there a day goes by that I don't think about joining the Death Riders. Could we get that somehow?
not
Into this match, win or lose.
Yeah.
Somehow we get,
I think so. That comment was also interesting. I do think that there is a world sooner rather than later where Darby and Moxley might be a tag team champion, right?
Yeah,
like they may be tag team champion. Yeah, but just like the team you can't kill. Like, what the fuck are you gonna do to us? And they're like, and then they could make every match a hardcore match, and like, we're never losing this.
But it would be
tornado
weird.
tag.
It would be a weird moment here. It would be a stretch. They'd have to come with something.
Yeah, I also think Darby Allin wins because John Moxley's won everything.
All right, hear this. We get to the thing we floated before. This match has been going on. They can't get Darby Allin to quit for nothing, right? They have tried everything. Now we've got Sting strung up by his nutsack, right? Upside down or something, right? Like he's in peril.
Mm-hmm.
Darby Allin, still, sorry, bro. I'm not a quitter. Not a quitter. Won't do it. And they, right? Like, they do something to Sting so horrendous we think he's actually dead. And then, when he wins, gets John Moxley to quit, that's when they're like, you've made it. You've graduated, right? And now Darby Allin's like, fuck Sting, fuck everybody else. I fucking win.
Well, and they kind of done something similar, not to that like extreme, but if you recall, it was MJF who beat Chris Jericho to then join the Inner Circle.
Right.
Now then later MJF said, hey, I had my pinnacle, but I just think there's something.
Because what if you could get Moxley kicked out of the Death Riders that way? Now it's like kind of how we did with the old
that's what I'm
Edge
saying.
and
And the Judgment Day.
Yeah.
And that's where I was thinking is like he eventually goes good because the Death Riders.
No. I shouldn't have done this. Yeah, they're
and
terrible.
you could have Pac lead that or Claudio. Claudio then takes over. I'm the fucking man.
Yep.
Marina says I was only loyal to Moxley, so then she goes and runs off with Rod Strong, and then there you go. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Still want the porn star gimmick. Rod Strong.
He looked like it last night,
it.
brother. He looked like he needed to stay 2 nights in Kansas City in the hotel and not get out. Like he was rough.
Yeah, that's terrible prescription, Tom. Stay 2 nights in Kansas City in the hotel.
Well, just stay 2 nights in a hotel. I'm just saying because Kansas City, but
Worst doctor ever.
you trust me. Well, not worse than RFK Jr., but
he's not a doctor.
Yeah, but he thinks he is, and that's I'm not Dr. Oz though. Yeah. Or Dr. Oz. Fuck that cocksucker. Or Dr. Phil. He's from Kansas City or the Kansas City Metro.
Real?
Yeah. Yeah, his ex-wife was owned a bodega kind of spot next door to my friend's tattoo shop, and she'd come in and she'd just talk shit on him all the time. She'd just be like, "This motherfucker," and she'd be smoking heaters the entire time.
Of course.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Well, you didn't think he came from the top of the 1%ers, and
no, I didn't think he came from the top 1%, but just knowing that he's from fucking Independence, Missouri. And shit. His ex-wife's chain smoking next to the tattoo parlor. It's that's perfect.
That's it right there. Yeah. This match is the most interesting because there also could be no winner. They both catch on fire, not fire, but you know what I mean? They both and are dead.
That's it. So Darby never quits, even though he's on fire. The ref's like, look, this is over. It's done. No contest, whatever, right? Due to death.
Yeah.
Match called on the count of death.
Yeah. And Moxley can't get up or anything, so he can't even fight back or anything. And it's We're just done.
It was an explosion. He attempted to set him on fire. An explosion happens. They're both dead.
You wouldn't
Maybe
do
that's
it.
where the Death Rider leadership void gets filled. And to still kill the Death Riders, Darby, like later, after Claudio or Pac leads it, right? They're doing their reign of terror. Darby comes back around because, he's finally healed up, but it's still fuck the Death Riders. And then when he needs help still, John Moxley resurfaces and he's like, yeah, fuck the Death Riders.
You know what match they should have done? You know what match they should do? They should not do it Saturday because the venue cannot hold it. But they need to go back to Daly's place and do the barbed wire exploding death match, or however the fuck it was phrased.
Fucking do it, St. Louis.
No, that place would catch on fire.
It'd be a fucking war zone outside anyway, probably. So.
Yeah, but that place is too small. Like, you need some open air. That place would be smoky as fuck. Like, we'd all be army
Open
crawling to get out.
doors.
Yeah. But those two need to do it, right? Like, that's the perfect part 2. Let's get some real explosions going. But who did you take? Did you take Darby?
I don't know. I don't know who to take on this, man, because I don't feel like Darby Allin quits, but I also feel like, I guess he wins this somehow, but it feels weird for the Death Riders, but maybe that's where we get there. They start not trusting. Yeah, I'm going to put Darby. Darby wins this. Because then that's maybe where we start getting some cracks in the armor of John Moxley's leadership with the Death Riders, and we carry that story on.
Yeah, because eventually, we may need to wrap that up, right? Like, Moxley, even though some people are tired of the Death Riders, he doesn't do anything for too long. He's not a Jericho where it's like, bro, what the fuck, right? So I do think
this has been one of the longer things that we've done with Moxley.
So I do think that there needs to be another act, another chapter, however you want to say.
Yeah. That's what I mean. The only juice I would squeeze further is he's somehow now on the other side taking on the Death Riders that are out of control, like you said, right? Got to kill the monster he created.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Do you think we get any surprises? So I mentioned there's 7 big names missing now. A couple of them like Ospreay and
Jay
Swerve
White feels like one that would, because we know St. Louis loves him.
Well, and the individual that was sitting next to you said, they love Jay White so much. Then I saw today that he posted his first, whatever it was, post in months, and it just said ready with a question mark. Ready? If he comes back, I think that's the next person for Hangman. Because Hangman's last loss was to Jay White.
Yep. There you go. So who you got Darby in this?
Yeah, I got Darby.
All right, so we have picked 3 matches different. The Willow and Harley Cameron versus the Megan Bain and Penelope Ford, the Jurassic Express Young Bucks match, and the Brodito Takeshita Okada match. So I got to pick one of these.
All tag matches. That's interesting.
All tag matches. And I feel probably the most confident in the Jurassic Express winning.
Good. That's what I wanted you to feel.
Okay.
Yes.
At least you wanted me to feel something. That at least counts for something.
Oh, yeah. Oh, trust me. I like when people feel things.
I want you to feel something. Feel this. All right.
I want some people to feel a foot in their ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, I do know what you mean.
Fuck down, try.
All right, what else do we got going on? Oh, actually, hold on. Let's talk a little bit then about what we missed from last night. So we got the Brodito, Anthony Bowens, Max Caster. We talked about that. Daniel Garcia and Willer Yuta. Now, we did talk about them winning over Kyle Riley and Orange Cassidy. Do you think Garcia plays a factor or Yuta plays a factor? Because one thing that I read on Blue Sky, as far as them talking about this match, was Bryan Danielson kept mentioning it seems like these two should be natural rivals, so it's weird that they would be tagging. And that made an interesting comment of like, yeah, doesn't it seem that way?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I mean, I think we're going to get anybody and everybody in the I Quit match for sure. And then they've got a match earlier where all 4 of them, the lackeys are in a thing. Yeah, Daniel Garcia is a weird ad. Like, he fits.
Oh, he definitely fits, but he didn't earn it. You know what I mean?
It's too new and like
he didn't bleed like Yuta.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's true. That is a little bit missing. Now that was more about the BCC that turned into the Death Riders.
Yeah,
right?
but
There's a
you know
little
what I
bit
mean?
More of that kind of trial by combat, but yeah, I still feel like this ain't the thing. Like we're still missing the Daniel Garcia thing.
Yeah. Now, also another thing, Ultimo Monet. She said she's going to be at WrestleDream. Do we see her in action?
Yeah, I guess
They
we
didn't have
might,
her
but they don't
announced?
have it listed on the card. But
No. Again, this is where I will say till I'm blue in the face. When you win all the time, you're not interesting.
yeah,
We went through all of this and we weren't like, but how are we missing Mercedes Monet match?
yeah.
Because it's not interesting. Like there's
Yep.
nothing interesting with that championship.
We missed the damn Hangman entrance because we had to go take a piss because we're old guys.
Yeah, that did stink. Now, luckily, he just walked right to the ring. If he would have done like
Right.
the lap, I would have been really sad. Yeah, I'm very excited. Hopefully, we get some high fives and we get some fun stuff.
Well, we met some new subscribers to the show. You know,
Yeah,
there was
Josh
behind
from
us.
Iowa.
Yeah,
I
the other
believe
fella,
it was Josh.
I forget his name too. That was
Yep.
sitting next to Josh, James, Jeff,
Mhm.
Jerry,
Hell yeah.
Jacob.
Yep. JJ. Old JJ.
Old Jay. Yeah, Jay.
Old
our
Jay,
friend,
yeah.
pal Jay. This guy's gonna be like,
Yeah.
my fucking name was Larry, but whatever.
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah. Big J in the house. Huh? Big J.
God damn it, we suck. Sometimes we're terrible friends, Tom. But hey, you know, that's why you come back each week. We don't have to remember you. You remember us. See how that works? Go to alleatwrapup.com, subscribe for free, and we'll tell you each week. And that's about it. We're just going to tell you once a week when we're going live, so you know when it's there, and you know you can download it later if you miss it, but you shouldn't miss it. Come hang out with us like the OP did here. We'll talk about it all night. Tom is going to be wearing that shirt next week, so you'll get to see that, and he's going to, man, that's going to be the worst car ride home when you bitch about that all the way back. Goddamn church, man, what's it? It's ruined my life. I can't get away from it.
No, honestly, I will really bitch if our special guest is Jeff Jarrett. That will make. I will. What the fuck did we pay
Are you
for?
just going to turn
And
around?
then-
Are you going to?
oh yeah, I'll just be like, yeah, I'm going back to the merch table. Fuck this.
Here's the
I
thing.
don't care.
We should bring the shirt just in case. We need to get him to sign that motherfucker. And then
Oh my god.
I know you don't want to hold on to that shirt throughout the entire pay-per-view, but if it is Jeff Jarrett and we don't have the shirt to get him to sign it,
Yeah, I'll
to make
bring
this
it.
even worse.
Yeah, I'll bring it.
We don't got to do that because, you know, if he signs it, I'm going to wash that thing. I wash that thing like 5 times every time. It's, you know, I try to wear it. I try to like get the demons out of it. You know what I mean?
It ain't working.
You know
It
what I mean?
ain't working.
It's not going to be Jeff Jarrett. It's not going to be Jeff Jarrett. It's going to be somebody cool. Probably won't.
Hopefully it's not Karen Jarrett. Like that gets worse.
It's just going to be fucking Dabari or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't want any of that.
All right, man. We will be there, though. We got the premium tickets because we're ballers. You saw us last night on Dynamite. We will see you at WrestleDream if you're there. If we don't see you at WrestleDream,
I will see you next week, dumbass.